if you've not been reading Galnet, there's been a couple of interesting things that have popped up. So the takeover of Lakon Spaceways was declared illegal, and it's been attempting to be undone. That's really interesting. So once again, you know, at first it was on, then it was off, then it was on, then it was off, now it's off again. But this right here, the implication that Jupiter Rochester has gone off and created his own, what did they call it? Blah, blah, blah. The Jupiter division. He's broken off to create his own empire, his own faction, his own cult. But basically, he took entire sections and departments of Core Dynamics with him. It's interesting. And yeah, he goes rogue from Core Dynamics. Several departments loyal to the CEO have seceded. How can you secede from a corporation to form an independent corporate republic called Jupiter Division? Jupiter Division very well may be our next ship manufacturer. Or it just might be the regular Core Dynamics ships as we've come to know them, just called something else and rebranded. Or, in the worst case scenario, he could be another Powerplay, character, which I don't want. Please no. I mean, that name though, Jupiter Rochester, that really sounds like a Powerplay character. But I'm hoping it's not. I'm hoping that we're rolling out a whole new ship manufacturer and we're going to get some new stuff to play with. I'm really, really excited. And yes, this does look like it'll be Odyssey content because Odyssey's only a little while away. I'm hoping it's not Powerplay ships. To be clear, I don't think, please God, if you're listening, do not lock ships behind Powerplay. Just please get rid of the system. Nobody likes it. And just nobody likes it. But listen, I understand how you might think locking ships behind Powerplay would be, hey, maybe that's not a bad idea. You know, would it encourage people? Blah, 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 blah. Please don't. I don't think that'll go the way you think it will. What I am saying is that it's entirely possible that there's no new ships, no new shipyards. Just that it's Jupiter Rochester is the new Powerplay faction character who you can fight for probably an engineered module that's rare to him. I don't want that either. I want a new shipyard, something that's a direct competitor to, Falcon Delacey's too big, but basically, you know, the new Core Dynamics of whatever that might become. That's, it's going to be so interesting. I fully expected Jupiter Division to go off and create its own new shipyard and shipworks and maybe a section of the galaxy. Who cares? But I fully expected Lakon to continue to absorb what was left of the old Core Dynamics. But instead, it looks like we're going to keep all three. So Lakon, Core Dynamics, new, I guess, and Jupiter Division, which theoretically should be creating the old Core Dynamics ships. I mean, conceptually, right? Unless I'm wrong there. We need new giant mech robots like Titanfall. Ooh, that would be fun. As someone who's been playing for about 300 hours, I never touched Powerplay. What is it like? Okay. So what you do for Powerplay is you go and find a faction that you like, as in the reward for joining them and being high up in the rank is to you get access to a specific engineered module that's rare and unique to that Powerplay faction. You wait 3 weeks, then you go to the central hub of that faction, pay a ton of money to unlock supplies for the faction, deliver it to the next system over, and then you wait another week, and it will unlock the module for you. That's it. That's Powerplay. I like locking stuff behind grinding because I have a lot of spare time and I feel kind of special. IDB, thanks for the follow. The problem with locking stuff behind grind is that the grind itself needs to be interesting or fun. The grind we have currently is not. I'm just going to be blunt. It's not. I shouldn't be able to become a duke by being a mail carrier. I shouldn't be hitting up Jameson's site to go and get the grade 5 materials to fill up to the top, to go trade them in at the next station, at the station in the system, to what I need for the actual materials I need, to go back to Jameson's site and fill them all up again. That's broken. And I'm not saying the correct answer is to make Jameson's site, time restricted, or, you can only use it. You can only go there once, or you can only go there once a day, or you can only go there once a week. That's not the right answer. The answer is to revamp the system. Because currently, grinding for materials is not fun. It needs more, the crystal trees especially. Oh my God. It needs more interaction. Like if I espoused quite recently on a stream that the idea of going out and EVAing over to a salvage wreck and pulling out the power core and, bringing it back to my ship and maybe finding out it's slightly better than my own power core, or it's an experimental power core from a test ship or something like that. Or even if it's just a normal power core, but worse than mine. The idea of maybe being able to put it into a grinder or some kind of disassembly mechanism so that I can grab certain materials that I want off of it is essentially the same as what I'm doing right now, but only with a little bit more attention to detail and interactivity. Because if I'm going for core composites, I'm going to a certain system, I'm going to look for the certain signal source, I'm going to drop in, and I'm going to collect the same canister that looks like every other canister. Yamix has very much a good point here, is that these aren't materials, these aren't actual things, they're carnival tickets. Color-coded carnival tickets. They don't mean anything. Iron isn't iron. It's not a rock that you pick up, really. It's a carnival ticket. He's very right. Yes, I'd very much like hard space. But storage, what's going on, man? Using some of those credits to be able to purchase some of these materials from a materials trader shouldn't be out of the question either. Maybe. You're never going to get that, though. You want more DACA? Yeah, they're placeholder tokens. Having just finished unlocking the Federal Corvette, I can assure you in every meaning of the phrase, the grind was absolute shit. Yes, it is. It's not fun to build up the best ship. And I'm not saying it should all be the most enjoyable time ever. I'm not saying that. It can't all be frosting. Some of it has to be, cake. What happens is that for the moment, it's all asparagus. It's eating that much of it is going to make you sick of it. And the after effect is there's going to be a funny smell. I've gotten way off topic. I wanted to talk about the new ships. What do you guys think it'll be? What are you looking for? I mean, if this is really what is it called? Independent corporate republic. What are those ships going to look like? I mean, I'm going to imagine it's going to allude to the more classic Core Dynamics design of very angular, very harsh. There's a term for this kind of design, and I cannot remember it. Brutalistic something? I can't remember. Brutalism. Yes, thank you. Maybe. Or it's entirely possible Jupiter Rochester just basically steals the current Core Dynamics designs and they become the new manufacturer for those kind of angular ships that we all come to know and love. Oh, God. Harry redeemed a look at this. What am I looking at?
Listen, love, just a little tip, all right? You're on the edge now,